Hello, beautiful people. My name is Kira, aka Words by Kira, and in this video, I'm going to be discussing different ways to own your own time and how to make yourself a priority. I do videos based on connecting with myself and connecting with others through interviews and conversation to hopefully lead to a better life. If that sounds good to you, then please hit the bottom right subscribe button and you can see more of my content. So let's get into the video. All right, owning your own time. There are multiple different ways that you can be productive. And in this video, I'm just gonna share some ways that have helped me over the last 2 years or so. Definitely this year, it's really helped me a lot. So the very first thing I wanna talk about is my planner. This is one of my old planners, actually from 2019. It's a really great size for me. I like to have room for a lot of different notes, and I still have the same one for this year as well. And it's just planned so nicely. You have a weekly planner, that's just a sample. So the thing that I love about these planners is that, well, there are a lot of things that I love. It's very much trying to get you intention based and to figure out what your goals are and what your values are and how you can kind of navigate that on an everyday basis. So in the beginning of the month, they ask you different questions like, what is your top goal for this month? How do you want to feel? What do you want to achieve? And it kind of already gets you in the mindset of prioritizing. So something that I do in my own personal life is every Sunday, I look at my planner and I start trying to think of what I want to accomplish that week. And I set maybe 1 to 4 goals, pretty much 4 goals max every day of top priority things that I want to do. So for instance, Monday, I usually love to write my novel on that day, and I try to do it for at least an hour, and sometimes I even get to do it more. And I'm very realistic. Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, those are usually my writing days, unless God forbid something comes up. But that's the schedule that I really like to stick to. And I found that it's more realistic for me. Another thing that I can put on a day is exercise. And I like to do different types of exercises. So maybe Tuesday, I do strength training or a cardio dance, something along those lines. And I also have this goal tracker on my phone. So when I accomplish one of these goals for the day, right now I only am tracking 3 goals: writing my novel, exercise, and speeches, because those are the things that have been really important to me and that have been kind of fitting how I envision my skill set to improve and things that I want to be able to do with ease in the future. And the night before every day, I kind of naturally look over my goals for the following day to see what I want to achieve. And that has really helped me stay on track. Number 2, I really try my hardest to let go of distractions. That is a very big one that we are dealing with in this modern world with phones and technology, social media. There are so many different ways that you can distract yourself or others can distract you. So something that personally distracts me often is social media. I will sometimes delete apps if I really need a break. And I know that there's this app called Freedom. I personally haven't used it yet, but you can set different timers so that you can't even go on the internet during certain time spans. So it allows you to focus on whatever you want to focus on, and you are not easily just going on your phone and clicking and kind of throwing you off track for that goal for that day. Number 3, this is a huge one for me: learning how to navigate other people's requests of my time and how to say no or to plan it out later and things of that nature. So for example, I have a lot of wonderful family and friends in my life, and I'm very blessed, and it's important to stay in contact and to spend time with them. But, you know, we're busy. They're busy, I'm busy, especially if I'm trying to write or film a YouTube video or exercise or something else that I'm just trying to do, work during that time. For instance, if someone calls me and it's just not a good time, sometimes I will just text them later and say, I'm sorry, I was busy. Let's plan a call for tomorrow, or I'll look at my calendar and see a time that I will be able to call them. Or sometimes I might answer the phone and say, I'm sorry, I can't speak right now, but let's talk later. Or I'll only speak for a certain amount of time, 15, 20 minutes, and I'll hold myself to that and I'll get off the phone. That's a lot harder to do, and I'm not the best at that. So that's why I usually go with the first method of just letting them know that I will call them back at a better time. Another thing too that I'm currently trying to navigate, and I am no pro at this, if you guys have any tips in the comments, I would love to hear from you. But something that I've been experiencing is, okay, I have these set goals of finishing my novel, exercise and staying healthy, and filming these videos, staying consistent on YouTube because I really love it and it brings a lot of joy into my life. So these are things that are usually in the front of my mind when I think of being intentional and having goals. However, sometimes other opportunities come up, which is wonderful and beautiful. Opportunities to host a virtual party for my clubs, or to interview a club member and to promote our social media, because recently for 2 of my clubs, I have been really involved with the social media and trying to brand those clubs, as well as trying to figure out my own brand for my YouTube. So that's a lot more experience, right? A lot more opportunities for me to get more comfortable learning about brands and how to connect with viewers and things that I want to excel at. Or speaking at engagements, which has been I feel so honored to be asked to do things like that. So these are all great opportunities that are kind of in line or very in line with not only just my goals, but for instance, speaking at Black Lives Matter protests, that is so much bigger than me. That is something that I will consistently stand up for. I will consistently talk about and raise awareness of and try to figure out ways that I can contribute, whether that's contributing to organizations that are doing the fight, like colorofchange.org or New Jersey Institute for Social Justice. I'm a New Jersey girl, and things of that nature. So just kind of realizing, oh wow, these are other opportunities that people are coming to me with that I do want to be a part of, but being strategic about when and where and how I am able to commit to these. So for instance, if in a month I want to write 10 more pages of my novel, for instance, but then I'm signing up to give 3 speeches and I'm signing up to throw a party virtually for my club, and I'm signing up to have a social distance dinner outside before it gets too cold with a friend. All right, there are only so many hours in a day, so many hours in a week. So I really have to prioritize, and sometimes that means saying no, thank you, or I am interested in this, but this isn't a good time. Let me follow up with you next month, or you trying to come up with a date that works better for you and seeing if that also works for the person who is requesting your time. Like I said, I'm still navigating this. Anyone watching, if you have some better tips or different tips, please add them, because this is something that like I said, I'm currently trying to figure out myself. And number 4, just being realistic. I think this is a very important one to mention. I think that in the past, I don't know if you guys were like me, but sometimes I would put these super long to-do lists, like 10 different things. Run for 3 miles. I said this in a past video. And write for 4 hours, cook an amazing meal, hand scratch from scratch or whatever. And fulfill all these tasks at my job. And it was just way too much. It was not realistic and it didn't even make sense. So I think that lately, because I've been being more strategic about planning my hours and looking at how long it takes me to finish different things, I have a better idea of how many of those things I can get done, depending on my energy that day, depending on other opportunities and the time that I'm allotting to myself. So Don't feel bad if you have all these things that you want to do and you want to get them done fast, but you're not checking off all those 10 things in one day. It would be, and then you just feel defeated and you wind up doing one or maybe none. Don't get so hard on yourself. Don't be so down on yourself. It is okay. And it's all right to take a break. Some days are meant to be you just relax and no pressure and you take a break. And that's something that I'm needing to work on right now, is giving myself more time to take a break. Luckily, the things that I've been doing have been very fulfilling for me and energy boosting, and it's giving me a lot of positive energy, and it's been feeling really great to use more of my creativity. So that's one benefit. It's not really super draining on my energy, but still it's very important to rest and to not always feel like you have to be doing things and going somewhere and helping somebody and this and that. So yes, that's incredibly important, because if you're overworked and overtired, you're not going to feel the motivation to fulfill your tasks, and you're probably not even going to do them to the best of your ability because you're so tired and you need to sleep or just relax. So that's another big one too, to rest. All right, y'all. I also want to add a pro tip that having accountability partners definitely helps as well. Someone that you trust, someone who cares about you and wants the best for you. I have my talks with my girls, Corinne and Laquita. We'll speak and journal and meditate, or just sometimes have girl talk. And we always usually end with saying our intentions for the day, and just one intention, something that we would love to achieve. And it's very nice and helpful, and we tell each other about it gently. And it's good to just know that someone you care about is aware of these things that you want to do, and they're kind of helping you to remember your focus and to get refocused when you get off track. But yeah, it's definitely been a journey. It's something that I am still learning each and every day, especially with some of my people-pleasing tendencies. Sometimes it's hard for me to say no when people request things of me, but I'm working on it, and that is paramount in owning your own time, because being busy does not always mean that you are being productive and that you are getting closer to your goals. Sometimes you can just be busy helping a lot of people, or you could be busy just doing things that you don't really want to do, that aren't kind of pushing you towards where you want to be in the future. And that can be very tough. And don't get me wrong, it is wonderful to help others. It is wonderful to give of your time, but you always need to give to yourself first, or else you're going to be pouring from an empty cup. And we all know how that can turn out. That can turn out to have resentment, to feel like time is wasted, to just feel very depleted. And we don't want to feel that way. We want to feel uplifted. We want to feel proud of ourselves. We want to feel peaceful and joyful. And that's the type of energy that you deserve to have. And that's what we're striving for. So I hope you enjoyed this video about owning your own time. Like I said, any tips that you have or comments, I would love to see them in the comment section below. I love to see what you guys say and write back. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye.